of the British royal family. The Duke of Sussex will be escorted by a fleet of motorcyclists from Junction 9 of the A43, the border of Northamptonshire, to a venue inside Silverstone. Harry will be driven in a 2019 armour-plated Range Rover with a second Range Rover Discovery behind him as a backup vehicle. When he gets to the venue, he will meet Formula One legend Lewis Hamilton. As Sarah explains, this comes with issues. Lewis Hamilton is not a protected person. However, he comes with a bigger entourage than Prince Harry. When Harry arrives, he will get out of the Range Rover and get into Lewis's car, who will then drive him to the front of the main Silverstone venue. Lewis has previous for driving a little bit too fast and for taking passengers in his car on impromptu drives at high speed around the track. The venue's management and the police have taken steps to prevent this from being possible today by making sure the track is in use and ensuring that there is very little fuel in the car Lewis will be driving. Harry and Lewis will drive to the front of the building, where they will be met by a group of school children and media. There will be blockers at each end of the road, and no public will be allowed to get close. Silverstone have paid to install extremely expensive counter-terrorism bollards that slide up and down, and would protect the principal from any kind of vehicle-borne threat, but at the moment they don't want to put them up. The close protection officers will be plotted around the building. It is a single-venue visit. All the people inside the building are named, tagged, and vetted. There has been a search advisory counter-terrorism report carried out on the building. Sarah and her teams have spent 3 weeks planning this visit. They have been watching the media to see how much attention it has been generating. Before Sarah starts, there is talk in the room about The Crown and the parallels between Meghan and Wallis Simpson. Everyone has been following the news coverage of Harry and Meghan, and there is a palpable sense of excitement. Even grizzled armed police officers are not immune to the power of these weapon-grade global celebrities. Sarah begins. Good morning, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I am Superintendent Sarah Johnson. I am the Tactical Firearms Commander for today. This is Operation Stort. It relates to the visit of HRH, Duke of Sussex. These are some of the last of his public visits, and therefore have drawn more publicity than ever. Another person of interest who will be attending the event is Lewis Hamilton, to represent F1. In terms of threat, we have some threat associated with right-wing terrorism and left-wing terrorism. There is no credible intelligence to suggest that an attack is planned or likely at this event. However, our overall national threat level is still severe, and that means that an attack is considered highly likely. I will cover the fixated, obsessed, persons at the end of the briefing. Sarah then goes through the technical police jargon associated with an operation like this. Police powers, the Human Rights Act, the Firearms Act, the Public Order Act. The circumstances when a firearms discharge is allowable. Then she outlines the command structure for the day, with Sarah in the control room. The Operational Firearms Commander, OFC, on the ground, gets introduced, followed by the other key officers. There are 5 phases to this operation. 1. The collection of the principal and escorting him to the exchange point. 2. High-profile drive-in with Lewis Hamilton at the venue. 3. Being shown around the venue. 4. Taking the principal back to his vehicle. 5. Escorting the principal and entourage back to the county border, after which the Met Police are responsible. Each phase is planned down to the minute. Photographs have been taken of every section of the day to familiarise the officers in the room with the plan. The building is described in armed police language. White face means front, black face is the rear. Maps are pored over, and every movement discussed and double-checked for clarity. It is extraordinary to witness, and a real insight into just how professional and well-organised